What's up, everybody? Welcome to the video. My channel name is College Football Frenzy, and today I'm going to be breaking down the Arizona State Sun Devils 2020 football schedule. So Arizona State last year had a pretty good season overall. They finished 8-5 with their final victory being over Florida State in the Sun Bowl. That was a big win for the Sun Devils. They really needed that to end the season. Overall, they started out pretty well. They got a big win against Michigan State early on. They ended out the season pretty well. They got a big wins, like I said, against Florida State, and they also beat Oregon, who was which was a top 10 team. So they had big wins early on and late in the season. The real problem with their season last year was they had a mid-season slump, and it was against a lot of Pac-12 bottom feeders. They lost to Oregon State, they lost to Colorado and a few others, and that kind of derailed their season. Luckily, they were able to get some big wins later on in the season, but if they didn't have that mid-season slump, they would have finished as a top 25 team. But overall, it was still a pretty good season for the Sun Devils overall. And they've got a lot of talent returning back, most notably young quarterback Jaden Daniels, who was pretty good last year. He's a pretty versatile quarterback. He can do a lot of things, so that's going to help. They are losing their key wide receiver, Benjamin. I believe he went to the Arizona Cardinals in the draft. I might be wrong. I think he went late rounds of the Cardinals. So that's definitely going to hurt. But overall, they should be a pretty good football team for this upcoming season. And of course, they've got a great head coach who everybody knows, Herm Edwards. Everybody loves Herm Edwards. So that will definitely help that they have a great coach. He's been doing pretty good so far with the Sun Devils. And I expect the Sun Devils to improve this upcoming season. So let's get this started. First, Northern Arizona. Should be an easy game, no trouble there. I'll take the Sun Devils. 2 at UNLV. Really should not be a problem whatsoever. ASU should shut down UNLV. I think the Sun Devils get this one done. 3 BYU. It could be a tough one, but to be honest, I don't think the Cougars are going to be that great of a football team next year. It's a home game for the Sun Devils. I think the Sun Devils win here. So those three, in my opinion, the out-of-conference games, they're all pretty manageable. They really shouldn't lose any of them. They should start out 3-0. 4 at USC. All right, tough game. I think USC is very, very talented, obviously. A lot of experienced talent. Their recruiting class is terrible, but they still have a ton of experienced talent. Coaching-wise, they're not very good. Clay Helton's not a great coach, but still overall, Slovis at quarterback, that helps, and they've got a lot of experienced talent. It's going to be a tough game playing at the Coliseum at USC. I think it will be a close game. I could see either team winning it, but I feel like USC has a little bit more talent overall, so I'm going to favor the Trojans here, but I definitely could see the Sun Devils winning it. 5 Oregon State. So I believe this one was one of the teams they lost to midseason last year. I don't think it'll be that tough of a game. I think Oregon State is still a pretty average Pac-12 team. I think Arizona State's more talented. This should be an easy one for the Sun Devils, in my opinion. I'll take Arizona State. 6 UCLA. I believe this was another loss they had against a bottom feeder of the Pac-12. With Chip Kelly, you never know. He was a great coach at Oregon, and his offense can sometimes be very dangerous and explosive and risky. But I really don't think UCLA has what it takes for this upcoming season to compete with Arizona State. I feel like Arizona State is much more talented. Last year it was in Pasadena, and it was still close. This year, it's home for Arizona State. I'll take the Sun Devils here. So going into your bye week, I think you're overall 5-1, which is pretty good. That one loss being at USC, although you could be 6-0, but still, overall, you're doing pretty good. 8 at Colorado. I believe this was another one of their losses last year. It really shouldn't be that much of a challenge for them. I know it's on the road, but Colorado is not very talented, in my opinion. They're usually a bottom feeder of the Pac-12. I think Arizona State's a much talented team. I think the defense is much better for Arizona State. I'll take the Sun Devils here. 9 at Washington State. So tough game here. Washington State is a pretty good football team. I understand they lost legendary head coach Mike Leach. He's a great head coach, but still overall, they should be a decent team next year, and at Pullman's a very tough place to play. They have some crazy fans. It's never easy to play up there. It's a very tough place to play at. I think it could go either way, but I would favor Washington State in this game. I think overall the home field advantage is going to help them out a ton. I understand you can't just measure home field advantage, but for Washington State, it's a big thing, so I would favor the Cougars in this one. 10 California. This really shouldn't be that tough of a game. I thought California was good last season after they started like going 3-0 or 4-0, but then they had a midseason slump and they finished as a pretty average team. I don't think they'll be that great for this upcoming season. Arizona State should win this one pretty easily. 11 at Oregon. Big game. Oregon's going to be wanting revenge. Obviously, Arizona State pulled off a huge upset against Oregon last season. It's in Autzen land this season. Tough place to play. And despite losing Justin Herbert, I think the Ducks are going to be even more talented this upcoming season. Their defense, I think, is a top 5 defense in the nation. Their offense, I understand the quarterback situation is still uncertain, but Tyler Shaw, Anthony Brown, whoever gets the start, they're still a pretty good quarterback, in my opinion, and they've got plenty of weapons. They've got a great offensive line, Penei Sewell up there. They're a very good football team overall, very talented, led by a great head coach. Arizona State could put up a fight, but at the end of the day, Oregon, I think, is going to get revenge here, so I'll take the Ducks. 12th, Utah, home game, big game in the Pac-12 South race. A must-win for ASU. I think they're going to get it done here. Utah lost their 2 best players on the offense, Tyler Huntley, their quarterback, and they also lost the running back, Zach Moss. I understand their defense should be fine still, and Kyle Whittingham's a great coach. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I think Utah could win it, but I'm going to go with Arizona State here. I feel like overall they'll be the better team next season. It definitely could be a good game, though, but I'm going to favor Arizona State. That's a pivotal game. And 13 at Arizona. I think Arizona hasn't been a really good team lately. This one should be an easy game for the Sun Devils. They get it done here. So overall, I have Arizona State finishing 9-3. I think they could go 10-2, but I have them at 9-3 right now, just being a little bit conservative. They still finished 8-5 last year, so I don't want to go over the top with their record prediction. You know, they might lose a couple fluke games, but overall, it's 9-3. The definite loss, I think, is Oregon. A 50-50, maybe most likely to lose is USC. I think it's going to be close, but USC is the more talented team, and it's in the Coliseum. And then I think you lose one just maybe later in the season that you're not expecting to. My guess would be it's Washington State, but maybe it's Cal. That could be it. But overall, you come at 9. You finish at 9-3. Is that going to be enough to get you to the Pac-12 championship game? It really could be. I have USC finishing 7-5, and to be honest, that could be enough to get Arizona State into the Pac-12 championship game. Now, I do have Utah at 9-3 as well, but I have Arizona State beating Utah. So it would be interesting to see how the Pac-12 race goes. I think it's going to be between those 3 teams. Any one of those can win it. I'm going to say Arizona State probably makes the Pac-12 championship game with this record, but USC and Utah could definitely win as well. My pick is Arizona State. I did a conference championship game picks video, and I had Arizona State in the Pac-12 championship game. So they couldn't make it, but we'll see. So overall, it's 9-3. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for joining in. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave your comments for Arizona State down below. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you for joining in.